Amazing score from Rupert Gregson-Williams, the home team, cinematography by Bojan Bazelli, Snake Eyes, and direction by Jeremy Garelick. The binge, The Murder Mystery Duology wasn't bad. I laughed during the sequel, kinda parodied Glass Onion 7/10. So glad they kept the same energy as the first one. Yes, there are some cringy lines and moments, but the first movie had them, too. But this time, the action is even more exciting and surprising than the first one. I actually yelled at the screen a couple of times, and I haven't done that in a long time. Aniston and Sandler work so well together, and it's nice to see the actors' characters from the first film. I think that's why I like this one even more. You're rooting for all the characters from the first movie, not just Nick and Audrey. There's also some really big surprises in this one, things which I did not see coming. Yes, it's a bit more cringy this time around in the places where the action wanes, but when the movie is good, it's even better than the first one. Here's hoping for more Nick and Audrey to come. The first was a surprisingly good movie with an interesting if slightly pedestrian premise, but it was funny and it worked. This sequel lacked the original's charm. The jokes were forced, as was the plot. The new characters were rushed and the old characters adopted a Sandler-style cliché. The big twist can be guessed very early on, and the less said about the characters' motivations the better. It seemed like it was written on a wet weekend. There were a few laughs, but not enough for a comedy. The Happy Madison Netflix movies are a guilty pleasure, but this seemed like a bit of a cash-in. Still worth a watch if you liked the first, just set expectations low and you won't be disappointed. Honestly, do filmmakers not care anymore? I stopped watching when Jennifer Aniston fell for a gun tucked behind the bride's dress. The continuity of the shot was wrong and confusing. Jen is on the left screen, bride is on the right. Bride goes in for a hug and you see a close-up shot of Jen touching a gun behind the bride's back, which is now left screen. Jen's body should always stay on the left screen if she was there for the wider shot, you don't flip the positions. Anyhow, this is filmmaking 101. I just thought people should know if they were confused at that part, it's because the filmmakers don't know how to communicate or they just don't care. Netflix making a lot of mediocre content for the masses is far from new, and the first film Murder Mystery almost made an art of putting in an absolute minimum joint effort from big names to get away with. 4 years have gone since producers and stars Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler delivered the highly forgettable first version of what seems to be yet another Hollywood franchise effort, and the sequel emphasizes that it by no means is long awaited. Screenwriter James Vanderbilt continues from the first film, credited for the screenplay along with Sandler and director Jeremy Garelick. The latter has previously written the Aniston film The Breakup, and directed The Wedding Ringer as well as the Hulu film The Binge, not that any of them are particularly to be recommended either.